I think faith is more than words and T-shirts and posters. I think people feel it. You
Hmm.
know, I think even when I speak now, I'll quote something that may be scripture without saying it's scripture. And
Okay.
if you don't know, you don't know. But if you do know, it's like, oh, I see what he just did there. Right? And I think people can feel it to a point where you get to have now a personal conversation. So again, if you can just imagine speaking somewhere, then after you speak, people are coming up afterwards, maybe sharing their thoughts, sharing the impact, and in that moment, you can then share privately what you couldn't have shared publicly, right?
Okay.
And then I think if you do it well, like we've seen with many athletes, I'll say it with Eric Thomas, ET, with Jeremy Anderson, that after you really rise to a certain level, whatever that is, it's not the same for everybody. You then have a platform, and then with that platform, you can do what you want with it, right? So you might have to be a little more hush hush on the come up, but once you get to a certain space, it's like, look, I'm here. Then let me tell you how I got here. God
Yeah.
did this, right? It was the Spirit working through me. It was the church praying for me. And so we've seen that with so many athletes who we didn't know had strong faith, but by the time they get to the Super Bowl and now they get an interview, they're like, now
Yeah.
let me go ahead and tell you what really happened. Or once they win the NBA championship, it's now, while you losing, nobody's listening anyway,
Yeah.
right? But if you can use that speaking platform, coaching platform, or even these podcast platforms, it gives you a space to be able to share that faith.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's you were talking about the book that you have co-authorship in, and most books are written by one, maybe two people.